The music industry sells fame, fortune, and the dream of making it big, but behind the spotlight is a world most people never see. Exploitation, manipulation, control, broken artists, and a system that often profits from talent while destroying the people behind it. This series pulls back the curtain on what really happens behind the music. This is the dark side of the music industry. Streaming was supposed to fix music. Global access, instant distribution, and a shot for any artist with a song and a laptop. And in one sense, it worked. The industry is booming again. Global recorded music revenue hit $31.7 billion in 2025. Streaming passed $22 billion. And Spotify says it paid out more than $11 billion to the music industry in 2025. But the real question is not whether the business recovered. It's who actually recovered with it. Most fans think streaming pays an artist. This is not really how it works. Spotify says it pays rights holders based on stream share, not a fixed per stream rate, and then labels, distributors, publishers, and collection systems pay creators based on private contracts and splits. That means the first fight is not fan to artist, it's platform to rights holder. In the UK Parliament's breakdown, subscription revenue is split first between the service and the industry, with most of the royalty pot going to master rights holders before performers paid under their deals. So when artists argue about what Spotify pays per stream, they're often arguing about the wrong layer of the machine. The real issue is not just the platform payout, it's the whole chain above the artist. And that chain is still heavily concentrated. Spotify told Parliament that roughly 2/3 of its global share stream came from music distributed by the majors, and that those licensors have indirect influence because Spotify needs their consent for things like new territories and new features. So even without some movie villain backroom conspiracy, you still get a system where the platform and the biggest catalog owners are locked together. One side needs music, the other side controls a huge chunk of it. That relationship is not abstract. In 2025, Spotify announced new multi-year agreements with Universal and Warner that talked about direct licensing, new subscription tiers, bundles, and artist-centric principles. UMG's 2025 annual report also says it implemented streaming 2.0 deals with Spotify, Amazon, and YouTube. Spotify also changed the royalty system, so tracks need at least 1,000 streams in the previous 12 months to generate recorded royalties, saying the money would be shifted away from tiny payments and towards emerging and professional artists. Critics hear something else. The long tail gets cut off and the money gets pushed upward. Then there's the bundle fight. The NMPA says Spotify's move to classify premium plans with audiobooks as bundles led to a discounted US mechanical royalty rate for publishers and songwriters. Spotify won dismissal of the MLC's first federal suit in January 2025. But the fight over whether this is fair is very much alive in the industry conversation. This is where the industry is thriving story crashes into the musician's story. Parliament heard evidence from successful artists and songwriters who said streaming income was not enough to live on, and the IPO-backed earnings research highlighted how difficult creator earnings remain in the streaming era. One of the most brutal details in that research, the UK IPO page notes an estimate that a typical songwriter would earn about £1,238 from 1 million streams, based on 2020 figures. Not a superstar headline, a gut punch. Then add playlists, editorial support, and algorithmic visibility. Parliament's inquiry flagged concerns around algorithms, playlist curators, and even payola-style pressures in recommendation systems. So the fight is not just over payout, it's also over who gets seen at all. To be fair, this is not a clean, case-closed collusion story. The CMA said it did not find that the concentration was driving the concerns raised by artists. And it said it did not see sustained excess profits from labels or streaming services. That is exactly why this episode works better as a story about aligned incentives, opacity, and structural power than as a simplistic crime conspiracy rant. Streaming did not kill the music business. It rebuilt it in a way where the platform grows, the rights holders negotiate, The catalog owners keep leverage, and the creator often gets whatever is left after everyone else takes their cut. So when fans pay every month for all the music in the world, are they supporting artists or mostly feeding the machine that monetizes music first and people second? That may be the real dark side of streaming. So what do we do with this? We stop assuming convenience and innovation automatically help the people making the art. If platforms can replace human musicians with artificial ones, keep listeners engaged, and avoid paying real artists fairly, then the question is not what AI can create. The question is who gets erased when it does. So support real artists directly when you can, follow them off platform, buy the music, go to the shows, and pay attention to where the money actually goes. Because the dark side of the music industry is not just that machines can make music. It's that corporations may prefer music that does not need to be paid, respected, or argued with. And erasing the artist is not the only way the system keeps control. Sometimes it keeps the artist in place, dependent, unstable, and easier to manage. The next chapter is the manager's golden handcuffs.